Welcome. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to this another edition of 49ers Live tonight, Monday Night Live, the aftermath. Yours truly, Brian Professor B. Davis, here at the Satellite Digital Media Studios in San Francisco. And we're also, like to apologize. We're a little bit late. We were supposed to start at 8:30, but due to some technical problems, we had some technical issues. We apologize for the inconvenience. So we did say we're going to get the show right on time. We're going to do a show tonight. Tonight on our podcast, we're going to take a look back at the 49ers disappointing loss to the disappointment to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Just it was pretty much ugly, ugly, ugly. Yesterday down at NRG Stadium down in Houston, Texas, the Niners fall by a score of 26 to 21, and the Niners just they were outgained, dominated. They were dominated in this contest in all three phases. The Niners end up winning the coin flip. They did not get the, they really didn't. And the Texans dominated that game. I mean, looking at the overall, just a quick look and then and just 44 plays for the only the Texans had 75 total plays. The 49ers only had 44. The or as I say, the Texans outgained the 49ers 475 total yards. Niners were held to only just 223 yards total rushing. And the CJ Stroud earned his frequent flyer miles. Looking at those numbers, Stroud was threw for 318 yards, two touchdown passes. Christian McCaffrey was held to just only 25 yards rushing. Juan Jennings, four balls caught for 45 yards. The X-Man Xavier Hutchinson led the Texans, five catches for 69 yards and a touchdown. And then for McCaffrey, he only had in the game only 68 all-purpose yards, averaging close to about 6.1 yards per touch. And that was all she wrote down in Houston on Sunday. So the 49ers dropped to 5-3 as we're getting towards the past the quarter market, towards the midway point of the season. So the Niners, and we're gonna right now get you ready to do Kyle Shannonhan's presser from yesterday down in Santa Clara, and we hope you enjoyed this next segment. He talks about yesterday's game, and this is what his thoughts from yesterday's game. So we'll hear from him right now.
account when it comes to having a guy being ready or not. Does that hold true for Brock and MetLife?
Yes. Kyle, before you left on Friday, you said that there was a chance that Brandon would have the window open. Was there just a feeling that he's just not ready yet, or what kind of feedback had?
All right, guys, injuries from yesterday. Sam O with an ankle, he'll be day-to-day. Jordan Elliott, ankle, day-to-day. D. Winters, knee, day-to-day. Alfred Collins, shoulder, day-to-day. And Mac Jones, knee contusion, day-to-day. Go ahead, guys.
Kyle, do you know if the Jets are going to open the window for Brandon tomorrow, or Wednesday?
Yeah, Ben Bartz, we're expecting to open up his window on Wednesday. And that's it.
Kyle, are you any closer to getting Ricky Pearsall back on the field?
I hope so. I'm sure he's doing better this week than last week, but still haven't been told that he'll for sure be back. We'll have to evaluate that when we get to Wednesday.
And same thing for Brock. How is he doing? Do you expect him, or is it a long shot for him to play in New York?
I think it's too early to say. I don't think it's a long shot, but I know he's doing better, and we'll see how he's doing Wednesday. Hopefully, if he's doing good, he'll get in some reps.
You said in the past you don't usually take playing surface into account when it's having a guy being ready or not. Does that hold true for Brock and MetLife?
Yes.
Kyle, before you left on Friday, you said there was a chance that Brandon would have the window open. Was there just a feeling that he's just not ready yet, or what kind of feedback have you got about that?
No, I think it's week to week from here on out that he's got a chance. I think it would have surprised me if it was this week, but that was just me saying that. Every week I think he's getting closer to having a chance, just not this week.
When D. Winters left the game, a lot of us expected that Nick Martin would come in. Where is Nick in that pecking order? And if he couldn't go against the Giants, would Nick be in the mix?
I mean, he's behind Curtis in that pecking order. If he's going to go versus the Giants, it depends on how these three practices go. So he's gotten a lot more opportunities being able to be up for game week these last 2 weeks. He's done real good on special teams. So I think he's coming along fine. He can't practice that. We'll see how he does these 3 days.
Kyle, Mac Jones was saying after the game, he's saying he can live with post-snap mistakes, like if I have the drop or I don't throw a good pass. But if I'm not looking in the right spot or people running the wrong route, then you got no chance. Were there a lot of instances of, mental errors against Houston, or was it mostly just getting beat physically?
No, I think there was definitely mental errors. I don't think, not a lot more than usual or anything like that, but in that type of game, every single play was a huge deal. The lack of number of plays and stuff like that. So I think any mistakes that were made were extremely magnified.
Kyle, how did you feel like everybody on defense, their effort to the ball was after looking at the film?
I thought their effort to the ball was good.
Where did you feel like the breakdowns were on defense?
A number of them. Dropped a guy in man coverage on the 50-yard check down. Can't hook up on the quarterback, got to stay under guy in man. And a number of our pressures, they just didn't get home. He got it out quick on I want to say, complete about 5 slants in the game. Their 30-yard touchdown, he just beat man coverage. It was just a one-on-one route and beat the guy on one-on-one and ran away from him. So those would be the biggest ones with the explosives, I believe.
Kyle, how is Jawan Jennings' health? I know he's kind of battled through a lot of injuries this year, but where is he at now? Is it affecting him still on the field?
Yeah, Juwan's been banged up all year. So, I think he's better now than he was 2 weeks ago. But by no means is he 100%. I know he's still dealing with an ankle. His ribs linger for a while. His shoulder also, but probably more the ankle than anything. But he's getting better each week. I don't think he had a setback yesterday, none that I've heard. But he's been battling every week to get out there.
As far as Gibson, does his elevation reset after you guys released him and then we signed him to the practice squad, or is he out of elevations at this point?
No, he's out of elevations.
Well, he's been a pretty key member of the defense in recent weeks. How are you guys going to handle that defensive end spot?
What happens when you have 7 injured guys? but pretty unlikely.
Kyle, with Demarcus Robinson, just what have you seen from him since he's been back, and how much did missing those first 3 games kind of affect what he's been able to do?
Yeah, I thought it took him a little bit just to get back to where he was at the end of training camp. So just, being away for that long, it definitely set him back some. But I do think he's getting back there. I thought he did some good things yesterday.
All right, that was Kyle Shanahan talking with the media about the injuries. Not as bad. Players going down with sprained knees listed as day to day. So the window could open up this week for Kyle or for Brock Purdy and for Ricky Pearsall. Depending, they're going to go day by day. And uh, by the way, the that video courtesy from NBC, the audio feed courtesy from NBC Sports, from our good friends from NBC Sports Bay Area, giving us that feed from yesterday, from earlier today. Kyle Shanahan with the media in on his conference call earlier today down in Santa Clara. So just to also remind you, of course, the whole stuff went down with Chauncey Billups, and the player for the Miami Heat, with the NBA, the federal, and this is from last. I think this came from 3 days ago, last Friday. This is a, a memo by the league office. This is from the NFL Management Council with the gambling policies. This week, the U.S. Justice Department announced that 2 federal indictments relating to illegal gambling conspiracies involving NBA players and coaches. The first alleged that an NBA player has altered his performance in games, and other insiders served as conducts non-public information of co-conspirators who placed prop bets and other wagers related to the NBA games. The second charges that the NBA coach and player conspired with members of the organized crime to promote illegal gambling scheme to defraud players in underground poker games. The developments underscore risks that all sports are facing. Current needs to adhere to the strictly NFL gambling policy. The gambling policy attached to this memo, and it reads: players should be reminded that gambling that they are prohibited from participating in or facilitating of any form illegal gambling, whether on sports, casino games, or otherwise. This includes betting on a website through a bookie, of any form betting in states where it's not legal. Not only are NFL players are expressly prohibited from placing any wager on NFL games, players, or activities such as the draft, such as conduct will likely to be subject to criminal prosecution, as various state law bans insiders like NFL players from being in their own from their own sports. And this is: players must not place any bet on NFL games. 2. Throw or fix NFL game or event, otherwise manipulate or attempt to manipulate any play or other aspect of the NFL game. 3. Share confidential or non-public information regarding any NFL game, player, or event of any third party. Players are required to report gambling debt of $10,000 or more. Should be especially mindful of the large gambling debts made by vulnerable bad actors seeking to exploit them. Players should report any instances such as a third party attempts to so hear it or inquire of any non public information about the player, his team, or any matter may affect the outcome of NFL game. Players should further report in instances of being approached regarding fixing outcome of any aspect of NFL game, including a player's game performance stats. Failing to report requires consider a violation of the NFL of the gambling policy, subject to discipline. Violations of the gambling policy result in substantial discipline, beginning with a suspension and the prospect of potentially resulting in a permanent banishment from the NFL. We have been cleared and educate our players. Rule 1, never bet on the NFL. Players must never bet on games or players, including their game performance. Betting on NFL player props and other of NFL wagering, whether through online sports books or prediction markets, also known as event contracts, is prohibited. Players also reminded that betting on their team's games result in a minimum of a 2-year suspension. In order to reinforce the importance of the full, complete compliance with the gambling policy, we suggest clubs consider have appropriate club personnel, head coach, director of player engagement, alumni, and or alumni to remind players that key aspects of the gambling policy and make the full gambling policy readily available to players. We all have responsibility to protect the integrity and the shield of ensuring that our game is played fairly. Honestly, to the best players' ability, the NFL will also take appropriate steps to safeguard the game against gambling-related risks that may undermine the confidence and the trust of the fans. Please direct questions to the topic of the fans. So, like they think the NFL, the people who wrote this memo or behind the scenes, Sabrina Pearl, Sean Casey, and Travis Clark on this thing. It's a big, serious thing about gambling, and it's not. You know, I I don't gamble because everybody else gambles. If you're a student athlete, or a sports fan, if you're an athlete, you're not allowed to gamble on any of your own team, and that's a big thing. If you're gonna gamble on some other sport. Just be smart how you spend your money. Either waste it, because that money, I would not want to gamble. I could use that money something I could use constructive, or something to go to a project, or a special project for someone who is less fortunate or something. But to go out there and gamble like this is it's not okay. To bet on your own teams. This is the same thing what happened with those two pitchers for the Cleveland Guardians who did not pitch another game in baseball. There's a chance those two involved in this scandal for baseball uh, probably may is yet to see what Commissioner Rob Manfred's going to do. But we know what happened to the late Pete Rose. He bet on baseball, and what's bad about it, he bet on his own team, lost a lot of money, and ultimately it got him permanently banned for the sport for life. And of course, he passed away last year at the age of 82. And then, of course, the Black Sox scandal way back in 1919 with 8 players trying to throw the 1919 World Series, though they were acquitted in court. But with the new commissioner, Kennesaw Mountain Landis, who was the first original commissioner, ended up made sure for those players who try to who threw that World Series blatantly, we're going to never step on another baseball field again, ever again. 8 of those players, including shoeless Joe Jackson, were banned from life for baseball. And you just that's a sad thing what happened with Pete Rose, back in 1989. Um, he never played. He was banned from the sport for life. Think about this, and all-time hit king most likely will never get into the Hall of Fame. But it's a if you're gonna bet, and I'm not saying even for us fans, if you're gonna bet on a game, be smart, be wise. You don't need to blow it all over stupidity. Don't need to gamble. Think about it. Be smart. You know, and just that's what you're supposed to. Be smart how you manage your money. But we also and educate yourself. If you can't afford it, don't waste it. I'm not a gambler. I don't condone gambling. It's just not for me. And if you do have a gambling problem, just quick go to Gamblers Anonymous. It's a terrible thing that could put you in debt and could take a very long time to get you out of it. And especially when you're dealing with criminals, mafias, and stuff with gambling, stuff like that. You just with bad people like out in this world, you just have to stay away from them. It's not worth getting yourself losing your life, or at the very worst, get yourself seriously injured over some foolishness. So, with that being said, we are going to continue on Niners Radio 49. We're going to have Professor B's report card, and then coming up, we'll do the replay of Niners Radio 49's 49ers tailgate. That will be coming up, and that's going to be coming up in a few. Those you watching on Satellite Digital Media Live on Patreon, we're going to wrap it up in a few minutes as we continue on So we will we're going to wrap it up for here for now, and thank all of you for watching. Those of you on Satellite Digital Media, we're going to stop it right there. And for those of you watching on patreon.com/SDM News Network, our affiliate, our flagship, we're gonna stop there. Those of you watching on Niners Radio 49, we'll continue with 49ers tailgate. And just a reminder, later this week we'll have another. We'll get you ready for the 49ers and the New York Giants, a rivalry renewed. We'll get you ready for that coming up. It'll be an early Sunday game. It'll be a 10 a.m. kickoff next Sunday at the Meadowlands in East Rutherford, New Jersey. That game will be seen on CBS, and that's part of a CBS doubleheader. Game will be locally on KPIX, CBS 5 in the Bay Area, and then we will we'll have our post-game recap afterwards. So we're coming up next. We're gonna we're gonna do the show, and then we'll have our final segment on Niners Radio 49 Monday Night Live, the aftermath. We'll do Professor B's report card coming up. So enjoy this segment. 49ers tailgate. This was from the previous weekend when the Niners took on the Atlanta Falcons. We do a show every time out there. Professor B for Niners Radio 49, and it's 49ers tailgate begins right now.
The following program presented to you in living color on Niners Radio 49 in association with the Satellite Digital Media News Network.
Picturesque shot here at Levi Stadium as the 49ers will get ready to take on the Atlanta Falcons for Sunday Night Football on NBC, the exclusive network home of Super Bowl 50, which will come in February right here in the Bay Area for Super Bowl 60. Got the Niner faithful here. We're getting ready for 49ers tailgate show with yours truly, Professor B, begins right now. You want a dog, bro? Dirty birdie. Nice, thank you. We got the grilled chicken. We got a taco here. We're gonna try this another edition of Professor B's challenge. Got some rice in there too, so watch out for that rice. Grilled chicken on a stick. Professor B challenge on Niners Radio 49 Snow Game. We got, what we got here? Chicken fingers, give it away. Looks like Chick-fil-A. Let's go to Professor B challenge. We got the chicken fillet. Football got chapstick, got the I'm taking the lead, I love these. Beans, chicken, fingers. Yeah.
Talk like a carpenter, please like a panic. Cause I got peso, no such a yo. With the word they go, can't meet me, yo, that's Spanish. Terminology for friends. I sit back and rub my roof like a
Niners next opponent will take on the Houston Texans as they will go out into interconference play to play the Houston Texans. Former Niners defensive coordinator Marco Ryan, and they'll be playing down at NRG Stadium in Houston. kickoff time is at 10 a.m. Then the following Sunday, they'll go to the Meadowlands to take on the New York Giants at the Meadowlands at MetLife Stadium. That will also be at 10 a.m. start. Next home game for the 49ers will be on in Week 10. That will be coming up on November the 9th. In Week 10, they'll take on the Rams as a showdown for first place in the NFC West. You can catch that game. That will be 125, 2 weeks from the time. That'll be a 125 kickoff. And we'll be back for our next episode of 49ers Tailgate on 9 And just a special shout out to Raising King's Chicken for their hospitality over at the tailgate. Check out their 3 Bay Area locations in Colma Daly City and 2 in the East Bay, Oakland, in Hayward. Website, RaisingCanes.com. Check out their nice, great chicken, Raising Cane's Chicken. That's it for now. Let's be signing off. Thank you for watching 49ers Tailgate on Niners Radio 49. 49ers Tailgate is an exclusive presentation of Niners Radio 49 in association with the Satellite Digital Media News Network, where every team has a fan.
All right, that was a replay of 49ers Tailgate on Niners Radio 49. That was from the previous Sunday when the Niners took on the Atlanta Falcons. Niners ended up winning that game 20-10 on Sunday Night Football 8 days ago. And then, of course, a week later, they got punched in the mouth by the Houston Texans as the Niners were out of an interconference matchup. By the way, we're going to, before we wrap it up for tonight, we're going to do the Niners Radio 49 Professor B's report card, 49ers report card from Sunday. And I graded on base of what we grade them from A plus, A minus, B to a F. So we're going to So I picked this. We're going to go by every category. Offensively, I give him a C minus. Should be a D. Just too much. Didn't get that many snaps. And I'm only going to give him a C minus because Mac Jones did throw for 2 touchdown passes, but other than that, the Niners did not get that many. They got out-battled in the time of possession. Defense, that's going to be a straight-up F. 475 yards. Yes, the injuries, you're out without Warner and Bosa, but no excuses out there. Having your defense out there for the entire contest all day with no breaks. They, give up 475 yards in offense. That's not good. So, Matt Mayoko on the Niners pre- and post-game show gave them a D plus or a D minus. I just straight up given them an outright F. Special teams. Special teams played very well. They get a B. That was one of the few bright spots. They get a B. And then overall performance, I'm going to give them a D plus. That's the overall. And that totals up to the grade point average for Sunday in week number 8 against the Houston Texans, 1.50. So, and then also the 49ers are now 0-2 versus the AFC South in interconference play. The Niners have an 0-2 record versus the AFC South this season. And then let's take a look at the final stats in the game. Matt Jones, 19 of 32, 193 yards. CMC, 8 carries for 25 yards. He was held to just 25 yards rushing, averaging only 3.1 yards per carry. He also caught 3 balls for 43 yards, averaging 14.7 yards. He ended up averaging 68 all-purpose yards. Juan Jennings, 4 catches for 45 yards, 11.3 yards per catch. Kendrick Bourne, 3 catches for 44 yards, 14.7 yards per catch. And that kind of summed up for tonight's, or for yesterday's game. Well, the 49ers will be off tomorrow on Tuesday. Then they'll be back at it on Wednesday. They're prepared to take on the New York Giants. They'll be back in the Eastern time. So next Sunday's game will be at 10 a.m. kickoff. That game will be on CBS, part of the CBS doubleheader. They get the first early window of the contest. I don't know who's going to be calling that game. Either it's going to be, we don't know who's going to be yet. Either it's going to be Iron Eagle, or could be Kevin Harlan. Who know? We don't know yet. I'll try to get more information later this week. I know CBS has the second window, Buffalo, Kansas City. So the Niners will be part of it. I'm assuming it's part of the CBS doubleheader for week number 9. Then in 2 weeks, actually 2 weeks from yesterday, the Niners then in the 10th week will be back in for back-to-back divisional games. They'll play the LA Rams for a showdown for first place in the NFC West on November 15th. Then in 3 weeks, they'll play in week 11 the Arizona Cardinals down at the desert in Glendale, Arizona. So for all the latest news on 49ers, go to 49ers.com. In case you missed this podcast, check us out on youtube.com/@NinersRadio49. You can watch this. You can watch the whole 49ers tailgate in its entirety. And also we have the audio podcast also on our flagship on the SDM News Network, patreon.com/SDM News Network. Check out this podcast, the audio version. Well, for now, that's going to do it for tonight. Thank you for all watching on Niners Radio 49. And, and later this week, we'll try to catch up with Elijah Wan, the Shoeshine Man. We'll have our Word on the Street segment. And we'll get you ready for the 49ers and the New York Giants. That's it for now. I'm Brian Professor B. Davis. Thank you, and so long. Thank you for watching 49ers Monday Night Live, The Aftermath, with yours truly, the Professor, on Niners Radio 49. 49ers Monday Night Live, The Aftermath, is an exclusive presentation of Niners Radio 49 in association with Satellite Digital Media News Network, where every team is a fan, and every fan has a voice. The network home of champions. So, wish all of you a very pleasant good night, everybody, and take care.